Hi everybody, welcome. My name's Steve Smith from Combined Knowledge. I'm a SharePoint MVP and also the organiser of the SharePoint user group in the UK.
Hi, I'm Alex Pearce and I run a company called BFC Networks who work in Office 365.
And here are our contact details where you'll be able to reach us after this video, and please feel free to reach out if you've got any questions. So what this is about is we're looking at the hybrid cloud and the Office 365 architecture from Microsoft, and this particular slide that we're looking at now deals with the Microsoft hybrid cloud model, where we have public cloud and private cloud implementation to support both on-premises services and also services running in the cloud. In this instance, we could be talking about Office 365 or Microsoft Dynamics, referred to as software as a service.
What's important here is that Microsoft have got all sorts of different types of public cloud offerings. So we've got Office 365, we've got Yammer, and we've got Dynamics. So we've got different ways we've got the authentication, and that authentication level is actually called Windows Azure Active Directory. And we have the ability to be able to use on-prem tools and features which allow us to connect and have single sign-on or common sign-on using Active Directory Federation Services, ADFS, or DIRSync, Directory Synchronization. So all of a sudden we can copy attributes, we can have single sign-on, and we're not having to worry about creating multiple users again. We've got that single sign-on, including to the desktop.
So one of the things that you're going to think about here is that's a lot of terminology, it's a lot of technology. One of the things we've included in this video and also in the PowerPoints that are going to be shared afterwards is some information and resources to help you in terms of your journey to how to configure these pieces and how to actually make it work when you deal with this in production.
So let me just give you a couple of examples of what customers have done here, and some of our customers. Is that, well, I've got one customer, they give us a call, we want Office 365, what do you want with it? Well, I just want email, I want a bit of link, I want a bit of SharePoint, and kind of build it up ourselves. So that's exactly what we've done. You sign up and this is what you get. You get Office 365, we've got a Windows Azure Active Directory, we can create our users through the portal, and that kind of thing. We also get customers who have got an on-prem version of Exchange, and Link, and SharePoint. And it's very easy just to be able to go, well, we continue with those, but may well be we've got pressures to look at 365. And we'll go something around this kind of model where we've got hybrid models of Exchange and SharePoint and still use our Link.
And this is a common issue, isn't it, Alex, where we've got the situation where customers have now got a bit of both and they're trying to make it work together.
Exactly, yes. And there's some really good, useful resources out there which will help, and we'll allude you to those in a minute. But what we've got here, as you can see on the right, we've got ADFS, and we've got a DIRSync near our Active Directory, creating all our users in 365 and getting this single sign-on. And then we can actually look at how we would do a hybrid model with Exchange, so when we have different rules around what mail needs to be in the cloud and what can be on-prem, same from a Link point of view. But I think what's important to note here is that we don't have to go with all three of these straight away. We may well do email first. It's a very simple service. And then we'll go, you know what, we want to use SkyDrive Pro maybe within SharePoint Online and still some of our on-prem SharePoints. So we kind of think about and how we can plan and we can deploy the different elements of SharePoint Online and Link Online.
So I notice on this slide, Alex, you've got two Active Directory objects. One says on-premises Active Directory looking on the internal network. We've also got this on-premises Active Directory in Azure. What's going on there?
Well, the idea is that we've kind of got this line between these two environments. One is the internet connection. But what would happen if our internet line went down if our identity is also on-prem as well? Well, we send people home, we tell them we can get connected. Well, they can't because they can't authenticate. So if we fire up some virtual machines within Azure, get a copy of our Active Directory, so we've got multiple sites going on, and then we put an ADFS box in there, we've always got that authentication available to our users through the mobile, through from home, or wherever it is they may well be working, not relying on the internal infrastructure.
Yeah, that's really important. And we've also got the process of thinking, well, what if we've got SharePoint on premises and SharePoint online? Can we make those work with each other, one-way or two-way synchronization for things like search? The answer is yes. And there is, again, resources on the links on the resources page on this video on how to set these things up and how to work on them from the Microsoft product team. So moving on, education, very important part of any deployment. We cannot ignore the technical differences from what we've been used to on premises, and there's certainly a change in technical knowledge needed from our historic on-premises architecture. So there's some good starting points for 365 and cloud with the Ignite program. And there's some nice free online Office Ignite labs that you can go and work through that talk you through a hybrid deployment and the different components of that. And then we also need to remember the end user side. From an educational side, that's my background is educational specialization, especially around SharePoint and 365. There are some free ones as well on TechNet that you can get your users to look at. And there's also classroom and online training available around the 365 user stack. But not to be ignored, right, Alex?
Absolutely not. I mean, at the end of the day, it's software. We need to train our user. It doesn't matter if it's 365 on-prem or in the cloud, whatever it is, we still need to train them.
Absolutely. So following on from this, we're going to show up a bunch of resources, including some quick links that you can scan in and get access to the video, the PowerPoint slides, and following this, some resources will be shown up whilst we're standing here and talking, and as we silently fade into the distance.
Indeed.
Well, thank you very much, Alex. Appreciate it, mate.
Cheers, Steve. Thank you.
Okay, thanks all. Bye.